The first thing I did after being reborn was to take the initiative to approach the man I hated most in my previous life. He thought this was just another trick. I was playing to run away with my first love. He forced himself to stay calm and asked me coldly about my intentions. I looked up at him and softly replied, "I don't want you to leave me." He was clearly stunned, cause in the past, I had always despised his closeness. In my previous life, to help my first love seize power, I staged a fake kidnapping, lured him to an abandoned warehouse, and stabbed him when he wasn't prepared. I didn't know he had already seen through everything, yet he didn't dodge. He looked at me and softly said he would give me everything I wanted. The moment he stopped breathing, my first love and my adopted sister pushed the door open. Only then did I learn that the ones who caused my parents' downfall were not him, but my first love and my adopted sister. The two of them had long been together behind my back. Looking at their smug expressions, pressed the button and destroyed the warehouse. When I opened my eyes again, I was reborn to the day I was supposed to elope with my first love. In this life, I decisively abandoned my first love and ran toward him without hesitation, but my sudden obedience shook his guard once more. I even took the initiative to suggest that we sleep together. Tension in his heart completely gave way. After I fell asleep, he took out a ring, preparing to propose, but his assistant informed him that my first love, without his permission, had publicly announced he would take the position of president of the branch company. The love he had just begun to feel was shattered again. He thought it was all a carefully planned act by me. Even so, early the next morning, he still personally made breakfast for me. I was very happy when I saw it. Just then, my adopted sister walked in and hypocritically asked whether he had made things difficult for me last night. Recalling what she had done in my previous life, I stood up and slapped her. Outside the door, he leaned against the wall, thinking we were plotting to escape the marriage again. I sensed his presence and loudly declared that I would only marry him. I pinned my adopted sister onto the bed to teach her a proper lesson. She was terrified out of her wits, pushed me away in panic, and ran out crying to ask him for help. But he used a handkerchief to press against her throat and said I could do whatever I wanted. My adopted sister fled in a panic. He noticed that I was barefoot and carried me to the bed to put shoes on me. Seeing how much he cared about me, I confessed my feelings to him seriously, but my repeated attempts to run away had already left him disheartened. Just then, my first love called at the worst possible moment.